Hello, I'm here to talk a little bit about ligatures, what they are, and how to apply them when it comes to web typography. So, a little bit of a typography tidbit for your day. So, a ligature is when you have two letters that have similar characteristics that are mushed into one singular glyph. And so, this goes back all the way back to the movable typecasting days when we were setting type on these little metal slugs here. Um, the reason that we do ligatures on occasion for some typefaces is that um, letters that have similar characteristics, so when they're mushed up next together, especially when they're proportionally typed or spaced as opposed to monospace, doesn't really look that great. So here's an example right here. I'm on typography.guru. You have the F and the I here. The dot on the I sort of gets mixed up with the end part of the F. Doesn't really look that great, but you can move it into this really nice ligature that this typeface offers, where the end of the F also serves as the dot on the I, and the cross on the F moves all the way over into the main line on the I. It just looks a lot cleaner there. FI is probably a really common ligature that you'll see in some typefaces, as well as FF, FL. Here are some other less common ligatures that do appear, but some typefaces do offer it. And so you have this like nice C and the T, just nice little swash here, the S and the T here. Here we have a double O here. Um, this web article goes on to explain orthographic ligatures, so a little bit of a historical tidbit is that in the English language, the letter W is actually a ligature. And so it's made of two U's or two V's, but it's not an optional thing anymore. It's a part of the alphabetic typeface for the English language. So it's not necessarily a thing that a typeface can leave out, but it is really cool that it started out as a ligature and now we use it as a real letter. One of my favorite typefaces that uses ligatures is called Mrs. Eves. Here I've set something, a baffling field, and so you'll see the FI example here. And here we have three letters in one. Whoa! So we have the FF and the cross going across here, and then the end of the F extending into the L. Really, really neat. Not every typeface has ligatures. Some do and some don't. You kind of have to look and see if they offer it or not. It's an extra that you get with a typeface. Usually they're going to be serif typefaces that are proportionally spaced. You'll find them there. An example of how to do this in web typography, you can turn on and off ligatures on some typefaces or fonts that you use as a web font that have ligatures. And so I'm going to use my own website as an example. Here you can see I have this type at the top, hi, I'm Elaine, Ontario, yada, yada, yada. So we have this, I've turned this off right now, but we have this property called font variant ligatures. And you can, some of the values you can put in are common ligatures and discretionary ligatures. There's a slight difference there. You can read about that a little bit more. But when I turn it on, I want to direct your attention here to the CT here. I'm going to turn it on and off again. What a cool little thing. I love it so much. It looks so good. So that's a ligature that you can have there. You can see down here, maybe if I blow this up a little bit here. Here we go. This S and the T here. You can see that turning on and off. So neat. Looks so good. I just love the look of it. Just adds a little bit, I don't know, more personality, I guess, to your typeface if you're using it, if you have one that has ligatures. And so check out font variant ligatures, check out the values, see how you can kind of play around with it when you're loading a web font that uses ligatures on your site.